The beginning of any new season always brings with it enthusiasm and optimism. In the case of Toledo's softball team, there is reason for both. The Rockets have won at least 20 games in back-to-back-to-back seasons for the first time since the late 1990s. But that's no longer good enough.
1997 was the last time UT softball had back-to-back-to-back 20-win seasons.
That's when I was born, so.
Okay, so now you know, not that you're old, but it's been a while. It's been a while. You guys are in the midst of that right now.
Yep.
What does that mean to you?
You know, honestly, it's just, you know, all these teams have won MAC this year, and it's just kind of like looking back on it, you see those trophies in the locker room, and you're like, I want to be there. Like, that's, you know, the ultimate goal. And I think every single day when we come in here, we always talk about, like, you know, it's ring season. Like, come on, like, we need to work hard every single day, improve on something. And so it's just kind of like looking back on that and seeing how the stepping stones have brought us all the way to here. It's just, you know, it's a great feeling.
You know, the expectation is no longer 20, it's 30. And so that's our goal this year is to get a good 30-win season and obviously put ourselves in a good position to win the MAC tournament. You know, like I said, we're seeing the steady improvement, but, you know, for me, it's time to make the big jump. And so that big jump now is 30, not 20.
2 years ago, Kristen Butler's Rockets won 13 straight games to end the regular season. Good enough to earn a 7th seed in the MAC tournament. Just last year, they finished with 3 more total wins, but failed to earn a spot in postseason play. But that doesn't mean they aren't trending in the right direction.
You know, there's disappointment in the fact that you didn't reach the tournament. We put ourselves in a great position early in the season to go right in probably as the 1 or 2 seed on our side. And, you know, somewhere along the line, lost focus. And, you know, as a coach, you know, you spend all the off season focusing on what went wrong. You know, we reflect, and then once we hit the fall season and the girls are back on campus, you know, we address a lot of those things and we figure out what we need to do differently to prepare for the upcoming season.
You've been able to see the progress each year. Kind of like you said, you know, we've had back-to-back 20-win seasons. Last few years, you know, we had the 13-game win streak for us, which was huge. So, you know, you see the progress, and it makes, you know, a MAC championship feel close, and you can like almost taste it. So it's been cool, you know, you can see yourself getting closer each year.
But this year, they will have to reach their goal without one of the best players in the MAC due to graduation.
It's going to carry out of here. Solo home run for Chandler Rice, her 10th of the season.
Chandler Rice was the only All-MAC selection from UT last year, her 3rd straight season where she was honored as such. She is also either first or second in school history in 9 different offensive categories.
Center field, gone! There is a big insurance run as Chandler Rice.
Chandler was a phenomenal player and did wonderful things for us, and we're excited. You know, she's the first player from Toledo to ever play into the National Professional Fast Pitch League and did a great job. So it's not necessarily about replacing somebody or you're losing people. It's about each team is different. Each team has its own identity, and so that's what we spend the offseason doing is understanding what is our identity as a team.
One player who will go a long way in shaping that identity is junior infielder Megan Choate. She was only one of 2 Rockets to start all 58 games in 2017. The Washington native says establishing team chemistry with a team full of underclassmen is an inexact science.
Well, you know, sometimes, you know, there's days where it just seems a little off. But for the most part, you know, we always hang outside of softball, and if we're not getting something to eat, we're doing homework together. If we're not doing homework, we're getting coffee. So it's like we're always with each other and just always trying to, you know, improve on just our friendships outside of the field. So when you come on the field, it just has really been showing these last, you know, 3 weeks.
No, it's always fun. It's fun to say, hey, I have 9 freshmen. So it's really exciting, and then, oh, but you have 9 freshmen.
Despite that youth, Roush, one of just a trio of seniors on the roster, remains confident.
Our pitching staff, I feel like, has come a long way. We have more pitchers. Obviously, we have 5 now. We used to have only like 2 or 3. So we have more depth in pitching. We have more depth on the field. So you know that you need to produce, and if you don't, you know, it's just the way it works out sometimes. But you have someone to pick you up when you're down.
And they hope this year's production translates into another trip to and through the postseason.
And so it's kind of like now this year, we always joke around, we're like revenge season, because it's like we didn't make it to MAC last year, and I think we should have with the people that we had, the girls on the team. And so this year, coming into it, it's like just seeing all the talent we have, I think, you know, it's closer than, you know, we even think sometimes.